And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to SportingNewsCT.com alongside, well, nobody else. Ada Blank, a pleasure to have you along with us as Fairfield and Hamden square off in the 17 and under state tournament here at Hamden High School. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your Monday afternoon. A pleasure to have you along with us. This is the first of a double elimination tournament that will feature 4 teams in the pod. As the rain has been on and off all afternoon. As I was saying, 4 teams in this Pod E. The other 2 will be squaring off later today, and the winners will face each other, and the losers will face each other. The losers for elimination, the winners to get to the championship. So it should be a fun afternoon. Fairfield, the number 4 seed. Hamden, the number 1 seed. Hamden post 88. We'll get you Fairfield's starting lineup, actually, to begin today's game. Nick Parisi leads off. He will play third base. Matt Prue at short will bat second. Ian Bentley batting third. He will play in the 3 spot over at first base. The DH will be Sam Weinstein. Reese Palumbo will play second base. Martin Maturi in right field. Matt Robinson in left. Jack Hernandez will bat after that. He will bat actually 8th. He will play the catcher's position. Drew Buckley in center will bat 9th, and Joey Sanjuilo is on the mound for this double elimination game today. And of course, the reserves: Jack Varco, Austin Curran, Matt Longo, Aaron Feewiger, Charlie Matola, John Salerno, and Joey Noela. For Hamden, they are post 88, the number 1 seed. They will start with Shepard, then Florio, Hovia. I will try and get them as we go along, and it's actually Jake Hovia. He will bat in the number 3 spot. The leadoff batter is Ethan Shepard. What I have is I have a list of last names, and then I have that is the batting order. Then I have the numerical roster underneath. We'll start with their head coach while we get it. Luke DeVoe in his, who is number 43. Ben Klein, Ben Rigo, and Jim Schlaughter are his assistants. The bench coach, Kevin DeVoe. Leading off is going to be Ethan Shepard. Batting second is Colin Florio. Batting third is number 5, Jake Hovia. Batting in the cleanup spot is number 61, John D'Orecchio. Batting after that is number 34. He's batting 5th. It is number 34, Dylan Palazzo, as Hamden takes the mound. The DH will be number 11, Braden Sullivan. After that, it is number 12, Jeremiah Greenberg. He will play the first baseman's position. After that, it is Ponzio. That is Alexander Ponzio. He plays at third base. The 9 hitter is DeRoches. He is Matthew Desroches. He will play at second base. And their pitcher on the mound currently is number 9, Jack Lindberg. So Lindberg will face Nick Parisi as we get this tournament underway in Pod E, that is. We're going to try and get you some more camera work as we go along, but we're trying to set up a tent and a very abrupt start, but we really don't care. This is a Great American Legion tournament. First pitch of the afternoon is just upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Nick Parisi will play third base in the next half inning when Fairfield comes back out to play their defensive positions. Second pitch right down the middle, 0-2. So an 0-2 count quickly on Parisi. Once again, thanks for joining us on SportingNewsCT.com. The 0-2 is upstairs, 1-2. On a less than ideal Monday afternoon, but we'll take it. It is not raining yet. It's kind of been on and off all day, and that's the way it could end up being. This one cracked into center field. Could be a broken bat. It's over the head of the center fielder, Shepard. On his horse going to second, and holding right there is Parisi. It's a lead-off double, and how about that to start this game? Nick Parisi sends it to center over the head of Shepard. And now Matt Prue gets an RBI opportunity. That's certainly a way to get things going. Fairfield bringing out all the big guns in a pretty big game. Again, you don't want to have to play in elimination baseball until you at least later in the tournament. Again on the mound today is Jack Lindberg. He does not bat. Neither of these teams will bat their pitcher. This one fouled off by Prue. Prue will play short. The DH is on the respective sides. Sam Weinstein for Fairfield, and it is going to be Braden Sullivan for Hamden. Lindbergh looks back Parisi. Now there's a gorgeous bunt. Right down on the infield. It will die there. And the first two runners will reach base. And contrary to what we saw yesterday with Stanford and Branford, we have two base runners in the first minute or so of this ball game. And that'll bring up Ian Bentley, one of the most consistent hitters on this squad, with a chance to get an RBI and get Fairfield off to a nice start. Lindbergh comes to set, looks at Bentley, kicks, fires. Bentley on the ground and into left field. It's a base hit. Scoring is Parisi. Moving to second is Prue. Bentley holds up at first, and it's 1-0 Fairfield. What a start to this game. The first three batters get hits. And it's something I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the turf. We'll call it the turf that's doing the work. And Fairfield up to a 1-0 lead. The first pitch is a strike to Sam Weinstein, the DH batting in the cleanup spot today. Lindbergh looks him back, now kicks, fires, it's in the dirt. They throw down to second! They got him! How about an odd play there? So, just as quickly as they get the run, they pick Prue off from second base. And as he jogs back to the dugout, I believe the count's 1-1. We're ready for a 1-1 pitch to Weinstein. That one upstairs, 2-1. This is a gorgeous remodeled field here at Hamden High, all turf. As Weinstein looks in. Lindbergh kicks and fires. It's a ground ball that's going to get by the diving shortstop. Actually, it looks like he fielded it on a knee and he couldn't throw it. So now it's first and second. And that is going to bring up Reese Palumbo. So Palumbo will stand in looking to get the lead. Or at least add to it in this Pod E double elimination tournament. Cracked in the air, into right field. Underneath it is Pilato, and he'll make the play for the second out of the inning. Of course, it could have been third had they thrown him out on the bunt, but Fairfield will take that one run. 1-0 your score. After Parisi, Prue, and Bentley all reach base. And here is Reese Palumbo. Martin Ratturi. Ratturi making a return. Has not played much for this team. That's a little nubber on the ground to third. Across the diamond they go. Inning over. So a scary start for Hamden. They let the first three batters, Parisi, Prue, and Bentley, get on base. But they recover after that. We will take a short break. Back in a moment for the bottom of the first inning here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I play soccer now for both my school and for my NEU Premier team. It lets me clear my head. Most people, they'll go and lift weights or they'll read a book or they'll have even a stress ball. Soccer is definitely my stress relief. It can calm me down. It lets me work out everything that I have. It lets me have that free time to just think, process, focus on something else if I need it.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Bottom of the first inning here on SportingNewsCT.com. As to the mound goes Joey Sanjuilo. Only the fourth outing for him of the season. He, as many of these other players, have not pitched a lot. He will face Shepard, Florio, and Hovia. The 1, 2, and 3 batters to start this inning off, as Hamden will get their first hacks, and this is where the bats could come alive. They've played very well offensively all tournament long. Fairfield getting their first 3 runners on base. Parisi, who has scored the first and so far only run of this game, and then Prue and Bentley all reached. Parisi on a base hit, Prue on a bunt, and Bentley on a base hit. Sanjuilo comes to set, and the first pitch on its way to Shepard is in the dirt, ball 1. Ethan Shepard, the center fielder that just missed that first ball last inning. That ball high and inside, 2-0. Again, the rain has been kind of on and off all afternoon. Right now, we're kind of in a little bit of a close. That one down the middle, strike 1, 2-1 the count. Both junior and senior Legion tournaments are underway at this point. Pitch on the way is a ground ball right back to him. Sanjuilo will toss it over to first. Bentley fields it cleanly, and there's one away. So Fairfield able to get 1 out, and that will bring up Cullen Florio. Rivera, Collins, Wagner, Alisi, and Hazan are all on the bench. That's strike 1. And again, because they are required to, all of the arms are available for this game, including any pitchers they want to pitch. So anybody can pitch. This one cracked on the ground and fouled down the third base side and out of play. And the state of Connecticut always does a good job. They do allow, because of the Legion pitch rules, you do have to wait a little bit after each game. So they do a nice job. That one's in the dirt for a ball, giving everybody the allotted time after their final games before the state tournament. This one cracked on the ground. Sanjuilo has flashed the leather twice this inning. He'll toss it over to Bentley once more at first, and there are 2 away. So the first 2 batters get out. Sanjuilo has cruised through these first 2 guys, and that will bring up Jake Hovia. Hovia wearing number 5 on his back. He'll play the position of shortstop defensively today for Hamden. An upward stance, comes to set, kicks, fires. That's down low for a ball. They brought down a couple of players from the 19U squad as well, the players that were playing up. Pitch on the way. It's cracked foul into the backstop. Count 0-2. Gorgeous day. Thanks again for joining us on SportingNewsCT.com. Aiden Blank, a pleasure to have you along with us. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more movement on our camera as we move along. That curveball not called. And we are set up, if you might be able to see, we're set up just outside just by the batter's boxes. That will be the first base runner of the day for Hamden, as Sanjuilo will plunk Hovia. But it won't matter because there are still 2 away. So that will bring up the cleanup hitter, John DeRico, number 61. They go from 2, basically from 2 to 34, and then Dorico is 61. Again, this Hamden squad under head coach Luke DeVoe, with his assistants Klein, Rigo, and Schlonder, as well as Ken DeVoe. Luke DeVoe is the manager. They'll check him back at first. He's in there safely. Fairfield, a surprising start on offense, something I don't think anybody could have expected. That ball's going to get by the catcher. It's going to get by Hernandez, and scampering down to second base is Hovia. So Jake will get in there safely. Pitch is inside for a ball. Sanjuilo had a very good start getting the first 2 batters with groundouts, both to him. Checks back the runner a couple of times. That's Hovia at second base. That ball up high in ball 4. And that will be time called as out comes the manager, Jeremy Susi. His coach are Zach Weinstein and Tyler Hercliffe. So a quick pitchers conference. We will take, you know what, we'll stay right here. Due up next is Pilato, Sullivan, and Greenberg. If you're just tuning in, Fairfield an offensive start to the first inning, with their first 3 runners reaching base, one of which Parisi scored. And now they have got the first 2 batters of the second inning to ground out. However, they are now in a little bit of trouble with runners on first and second. Not too much trouble, but they don't want to make it. They don't want to give any more base runners the opportunity to be put on. So in now steps the number 5 hitter, and he is Dylan Pilato. Credits to the Hamden team. They do have some good information. That down low for a strike. Nothing in 1 the count. We thank you for tuning in as he double checks the runner at second. Sanjuilo kicks and fires. It's a chopper that's foul. Looks like it may have been fouled off him. But regardless, and of course, a lot of times when you can see our tent now, a lot of times when we are this close to the field, we get a lot of dust and things we don't want on the laptop and on the equipment, as this one is cracked on the ground to second. A wonderful play from his knees. And let's go to the second. How about that for a surprising start? We're back in just a bit on SportingNewsCT.com.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American
Thank
Legion.
you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization.
Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
Well, this afternoon, as windy and rainy as it has been, it's actually turning out to be quite a gorgeous one. As the first pitch of the second inning is a strike. Lindbergh back out for inning number 2 of work. And to the plate steps Matt Steps Matt Robinson. That one just misses. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And the 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. And as I was saying before the break, you can see our tent. We're covered up just next to the Fairfield dugout. And I was saying normally when we're this close to the field, and there's this windy, we get a lot of dirt. But thankfully, the only thing that could be getting up is turf, and that stuff does not get up too well. So 3 balls and a strike to count to Prue. So it is actually quite comfortable at this moment here in the game. The 3-1. Prue check swings, and it will go to a full count. The umpire, of course, the umpire's doing their job and doing it well. They came over and said hello before the game. Very nice guys. That one fouled off, so we'll do it again at 3-2. You can catch all the playoff action on SportingNewsCT.com. I know at 4:30 there is a 4:30 game between Westport and Middletown that is being covered right now. That one cracked into left field. It's a base hit for Robinson. So Fairfield has continued to pour it on offensively. They haven't had the big bats, but they've certainly been able to slice them into left field and right field at that as well. And now up to the plate steps Jack Hernandez in the 8th spot, the catcher. And it's always good when your 7-hitter draws a full count and gets a base hit to right field. That's always a good sign. That one soars high above the head of Hernandez, and that's ball 1. They had to cancel some games, including the Westport game. The Westport game, a cancellation from yesterday as the bunt is fouled off by Hernandez. They did cancel the Westport game from yesterday. Or at least, we'll call it rescheduled because of the rain. They did end up playing the game at Cubetta. They played a number of other games, including a game in Bristol. So they were able to get some games in, but some not so much. This is another bunt that is going to be fouled off once more. So 2 strikes now on the catcher, Hernandez. And, of course, throughout the week, we will get you more Senior and Junior Legion tournament coverage. We will have the championships towards the end of the week. As in Wednesday night, we'll have some pod championship games that will send teams to the super regionals. The juniors will probably, I would assume, wrap up around this weekend. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 is called. They throw back to first. And scooting in there is Matt Robinson. So here comes Drew Buckley, the center fielder for Fairfield. Parisi is on deck and the top of the order for Fairfield. But Buckley the only one they're worried about right now as the center fielder stands in. And the first pitch from Lindbergh. Check swing, yes he did, says our home plate umpire, and the count 0-1. Beautiful afternoon for baseball, assuming it doesn't end up raining. Knock on wood. Well, step off the mound, Lindbergh will. No balls and a strike. The count. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Buckley. Down the middle, 0-2. So he takes 2 pitches, both of them strikes. Well, actually, the first one a check swing. The second one took it all the way. So no balls and 2 strikes at the count. No third base coach for Fairfield. They elect instead to put Jeremy Susi, the manager, at first base. Interesting choice. Parisi, Prue, and Bentley wait on deck. All 3 of whom got hits in their first times up. Lindbergh comes to set. Pitch is fouled back. So Buckley fighting it off at 0-2. 0-2 pitch from Lindbergh. He kicks and fires. Cracked in the air. This one looks to be foul. It will be. And into the stands it goes. Nearly hit a couple of spectators. You can't see that far, but it did hit it almost hit a couple of spectators. You've got the Stanford side over there on the third baseline, and you got the Fairfield side over here on the first baseline, which is where the press box was. Of course, we are not in the press box today. We got a little bit of a more field side view. But in fact, you know what? It's a little bit better. Despite the wind, I mean, it's a pretty gorgeous day. Pitch is in the dirt. So a ball and 2 strikes, the count to Buckley. Neither of these teams facing elimination now. However, if they lose, they will play in an elimination in their next game, which will be an elimination game. This one caught on and missed. Throw to second base. They got him! Oh, what a play! That's the second runner that has been taken off the base paths by the Hamden catcher, Dorico, today. And just like that, we go to the bottom of the second. We're back in a moment here on SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
You also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not gonna lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Welcome back to Hamden High School. The site of today's double elimination game. Fairfield and Hamden dueling it out on the base paths. Fairfield a 1-0 lead thus far here in the bottom of the second inning. Aiden Blank, a pleasure to have you along with us. As always, we thank our resident cameraman extraordinaire, and at this point, you can see his gray head just next to the tent, Chris Blank. Thanks for helping us out, Chris. The first pitch of the inning is a ball upstairs to Braden Sullivan. Sullivan is the DH today. This one cracked in the air to center. He got some distance on it. Backpedaling is the center fielder, and he's not going to get there. On his horse and going into second is Braden. And just like that, Braden Sullivan gets the second inning for Hamden started off with a bang, and he's on second base with a double. Drew Buckley got on his horse and gave it everything he possibly could, but he just couldn't get there. And with the jet stream going to center, this is a bunt. Nicely fielded. Sangiulo goes to first, and they'll get the out. But he does his job as Greenberg gets thrown off the bases, but it won't matter because here comes number 27, Alexander Ponzio, to the third baseman on the day, batting in the 8-hole, who will go for an RBI. It'll be Ponzio, Desroches, and then the top of the order was Shepard, Florio, and Hovia. And they'll plunk him. So up now comes Shepard. That's the second plunk batter of the game for Sangiulo. And if you are on the bench in Sarsfield Ford, the general manager, or Jeremy Susi, or Zach Weinstein, any of those coaches, you can't be too thrilled with the fact he's plunked 2 in his first 2 innings. That's not a good sign for the rest of the day. They'll check him back at first. Nearly got him on the legs. Bentley, one of the taller first basemen in this game, one of the taller players on this Legion team, period. Comes to set, kicks, fires. That's a strike. They'll fake the throw to second. Good effort by Jack Hernandez, not wanting the runner from third to come home. So with Sullivan, that's another bunt, and it's fouled off by Desroches. Greenberg off second, Sullivan off third. Or rather, yes. Greenberg off second, Sullivan off third, and Desroches at the plate with Shepard on deck. The pitch from Sanjulo. In the dirt. Good block by Jack Hernandez, doing everything he can back there to prevent the pass ball. It's a relatively short backstop here at Hamden High, so not very worryful as long as you can get there. That's another ball, and the count, I believe, is run full, 3-2. This one on the ground. Good play at third. They'll look back the runner. Now go to first. And they prevent the run from scoring. That's out number 1 on the inning. Excuse me, that is the second out on the inning. So Fairfield does have a, knock on wood, they have a decent chance of getting out of this unscathed. As up to the plate now, steps the top of the order. And here's Ethan Shepard. Shepard led off this game. Or at least led off the bottom of the first inning. That's in the dirt, ball 1. We've seen some fairly surprising games thus far in the Senior Legion State Tournament. Stanford, remember, they were the number 1 seed in all the state as that ball's fouled back. Coming in at 15-2, rolling past almost every team in Zone 4. They come in and they lose their opener, and then they lose yesterday in Pod G. So they are out. Their season is over, and right now, possible upset, knock on wood, in the brewing. Sanjulo comes to set. And the pitch on the way to Shepard. He'll step off before he throws it. The wind is indeed kicking up here at here in Hamden. Pitch from Sanjulo is caught on and missed for a strike. Scoreboard is inoperable, so we're working on our own count today. Sanjulo comes to set. Looks for the sign from Hernandez. That's a ball on the inside part of the plate, just missed. We'll see if Fairfield can manage to get out of this one. Double elimination, the opening round of Pod E. Here's the pitch on the way, and Sanjulo will step off before it's thrown. He'll come to set, look back the runner at second, now at third, kicks, fires, foul back. So we'll do it again with 2 strikes on Shepard. Shepard patrolling center field today. He's already had a ball hit over his head. That was the first batter of the game, Nick Parise. That one just misses, and the count has been run full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count with runners off second and third on Sanjulo will kick, fire, and that is strike 3. Just when you thought Hamden was on the board, they get right off it as Fairfield and Sanjulo work themselves out of another jam. It's 1-0 at the end of 2 innings of play. Back in a moment on SportingNewsCT.com.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com.
Welcome back to Hamden High School. Aiden Blank, a pleasure to have you along with us. Fairfield 1, Hamden 0 through 2 innings of work. The first pitch of the inning is a strike to the leadoff hitter, Nick Parise. That is Parisi. Parisi led off this game with a double to center field. That's cut on and missed for a strike. Scored this game's first and only run on Fairfield's behalf as Lindbergh works in his third inning of relief. Of pitching. This one cracked in the air to center field. Backpedaling is the center fielder, Shepard, and he'll make the play. So two hit in the basically same general area. One gets over his head. One gets over the head of Shepard, and one is caught, and Paris is retired for the first out of the inning. So here comes Matt Prue, the shortstop on the day, with Bentley waiting anxiously on deck. The first pitch to Prue is on the inside part of the plate, ball one. Prue stands in. Second pitch on its way, and it's upstairs 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, the count from Lindbergh. Again, Westport and Middletown playing just across the way up at Palmer Field. A game rescheduled from yesterday, one of the many in Senior Legion that was. 3 balls, no strikes, the count, as Lindbergh falls way behind to Prue. The shortstop digs in, and that's going to be down the middle. 3-1 the count. 3-1 to the right-hand hitting Prue. And the pitch is fouled off. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count run full on our man Prue. That one just misses on the inside part of the plate, and Prue will get a free walk down to first base. So Prue will get to first, and that'll bring up Ian Bentley. Bentley 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit in the first inning. The big first baseman will look in as our home plate umpire today having a word with head coach Luke DeVoe of Hamden. He steps into the box, as does Bentley. And the big first baseman gets ready for it. The first pitch to him is cracked in the air to left field. Underneath it is the left fielder Florio. He'll make the play for out number 2. So 2 down in the inning. Fairfield's a little less aggressive than they were their first time up, taking hacks. And here comes Sam Weinstein, the designated hitter. Weinstein made the first out of this ball game. That one down the middle for a strike. Here's the 0-1 to Weinstein. In there 0-2, so Weinstein digs himself into an 0-2 hole, trying to avoid getting Fairfield out of the inning. Meanwhile, on the other end, Lindbergh trying to get out of it with little to no damage. This one, a nice kick under it, but it's not going to be deep enough. Underneath it in center is Shepard. He will make the play, and that will do it. So we have gone through 2.5. To the bottom of the third we go. The home team, Hamden, trying to get on the board. They trail it 1-0. Sanjuilo will go for his third inning of work in just a minute here on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
Welcome back to SportingNewsCT.com. A pleasure to have you along with us. Aiden Blank on hand with Fairfield and Hamden squaring off in a huge American Legion matchup. Fairfield only got 6 wins on the season, and now they're looking to pull off an upset with the number 1 team, or at least involving the number 1 team in the pod. Leading off is going to be number 21 for Hamden, Cullen Florio. He stands in, the lefty will toe into the batter's box. And the first pitch from Sanjuilo on the outside part of the plate, 1-0 the count. It began as a pretty nice day, but it has gotten very dark as we move on. That went down the middle, 1-1 the count. It has gotten very, very dark, and those storm clouds looking ominous in the sky. A 1-1 pitch, cracked in the air, foul, 1-2. Again, this is the 17U state tournament, the opening round of Pod E. The winners will play for a spot in the championship. The loser plays in an elimination game as that ball's fouled back. So he digs himself into an 0-2 hole. The umpire looking for baseballs from Fairfield. Lots of foul balls thus far. The pitch on the way to Florio. Sanjuilo kicks and fires. Ground ball to third. Nicely scooped up by the third baseman Parisi. Fires across to Bentley, and that will be the first out of the inning. So can't get that much easier. He gets him to a 2-strike count and then throws him out at first base. And just like that, there's one away. That will bring up our friend at number 5, Jake Hovia. So Hovia will stand in, looking to get something going in this Hamden half of the third inning. That would be the bottom half of the third inning, and the first pitch is high into the glove of Hernandez. Hernandez has done an excellent job behind the plate today, blocking those balls and strikes. Only let one go by him, and it didn't really turn out to be anything major. A 1-0 pitch on its way to Hovia. The number 3 hitter in this lineup is fouled back and into the screen, and the count now 1-2. So Hovia has dug himself into a 1-2 hole, and Sanjuilo, contrary to that, has got himself up in the count 1-2. Comes to set, looks for the sign from Hernandez, relaxes his shoulder, kicks, fires, and what an off-speed pitch that was! And now it's going to be 1-2, so a 1-2 count at this point. A nice off-speed pitch there, and the 1-2 is strike 3, and that is going to be it. Hovia punched out on strikes, and the Fairfield dugout could not be any happier. Both the bench players and the coaches loving this. 2 outs to start the inning, and Fairfield looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the game, as up steps John DeRico. First pitch to him, stands in. It's cracked on the ground, and it actually made it all the way out to third, but it went off his foot. So it counts as a foul ball, 0-1 the count. Fairfield out to a 1-0 lead off the Hamden Post 88 team, the top seed in this. That's a ball inside. 1-1 the count. Rain is yet to come. Of course, knock on wood. Hopefully it will not. You can hear the wind coming into my microphone, and this is with a windscreen. That is ball 4, and they put him on first. So Sanjuilo, a little bit of a hiccup, and he will not get a 1-2-3 inning, but he can still get out of it. Going through just 4 batters. Here comes Dylan Pilato. Pilato wing number 34 on his back. He will be playing in the 9 spot, which is right field. DeRico a nice lead off first. Sanjuilo will throw it back to first. I was about to say he wasn't paying any attention to him. Of course, you can't really tell when you got your back turned to him. Here is the first pitch of the at-bat to Pilato. Just misses, and Dylan, lucky that one wasn't down the middle. Again, tune into SportingNewsCT.com for all of your Legion baseball broadcasts all the way through the state tournament and, of course, the New England Regional. The winners in the night of the 19U state tournament will go play in the New England Regional. That's in for a called strike. So a 1-1 pitch on its way to Dylan Pilato, and he cracks it in the air. That ball's going to get over the head of the right fielder. Down it drops over Murturi's head. Rounding third and coming home, he'll walk home, is Dorico. Sent home is Pilato. He's going back to third, but he's going to get in there safe. Pilato rounded third as if to go home, but he nearly got thrown out, deciding at the last possible minute that he didn't want to. But regardless, it's a tie ball game now here in the third inning. And now with another RBI opportunity steps in the DH Sullivan. First pitch to him just missed, ball one. Fairfield and Hamden, one apiece in this opening round Pod E game. And the pitch is cracked foul. So just like that, what was supposed to be a 1-2-3 inning could turn into a Hamden lead. Should Sullivan get the base hit here? That's a strike. So quickly two on Sullivan, and if you can get out of the inning giving up just a run, the offense has been there all day, and it's hopefully going to continue to be there, so I wouldn't worry too much about the offense. Here's the pitch. Just misses, 2-2. 2-2 about to come Pilato's way. Or Sullivan's way, rather. He fouls it off. Just behind the turf. Two on its way. Just missed, and we'll do it at a full count. So after a couple of foul balls, we're at 3-2 in a 1-1 ball game with a runner off third base. Looking in is Sanjuilo. He comes to set, kicks, fires. Ground ball, third base, past the diving third baseman, Parisi. Coming home is Pilato, and it's 2-1 Hamden. So Pilato trots on back to the dugout with the satisfaction that Hamden is back on top. For the first time today, they lead it, and it's 2-1. This one just misses for a ball and no strikes. To the first baseman, Jeremiah Greenberg. If you want to. A ball and no strikes. And a 2-1 game with a runner off first base on its way to Greenberg. That one just misses. 2 balls and no strikes. So at this point, the biggest challenge for Sanjuilo is just get out of the inning. The offense should be fine as long as he can just get him back into the dugout. And with the runner off first, he's got lots of leeway to do so. No one's hit one out yet today at Hamden. And you can that's a strike. No, you can assume that nobody will. But there's been some carries. Some of the balls have been pretty close. Sanjuilo looks it in. And the pitch on its way to Ponzio. It's fouled off. Or rather, Greenberg. Two strikes on Greenberg. Foul back. He is a fighter. You got to give him that. He has not gone down easily in this at-bat. The question here is, can he move it on? Comes to set. Looks down the catcher, Sanchuelo kicks, fires, and that just misses. Barely missed on the outside part of the plate. Still 2 strikes, though, and Greenberg is still trying to fend off the plate. Here's the pitch. Cracked in the air. Bentley calls the infield off. Gets under it and makes the play. So a little bit of a hiccup. What was supposed to be a 1-2-3 inning turns into a 2-1 Hamden lead. We will talk about the top of the 4th inning, Fairfield's offensive half, as they try and rally. Back in a moment on SportingNewsCT.com.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
Welcome back to Hamden High School. It's a gorgeous afternoon on this Monday. 2-1, Hamden leads. Leading off in the inning is Reese Palumbo. He is the second baseman today, not where he normally plays, but since Bentley has come down to play on the 17U team, that's where he ends up on this Monday afternoon state tournament action. Down the middle, strike 1 on the first pitch. We have got some camera movement. I do see Chris Blank working really hard up there on the camera, so thanks to him. The pitch is cracked on the ground, nicely scooped at first. A scamper over the bag, but in the end, Greenberg will get there in time for the out. We're doing the best we can in terms of camera work. Hopefully, you at home are having a good viewing experience. That is the goal here at SportingNewsCT.com. Above all else, get a good viewing experience for the people at home. Stepping in now is Martin Merturi. That is a chopper on the ground. They'll throw to curve first. It is an errant throw, and Merturi reaches base. So Merturi able to squeeze in there, and what looked like a sure thing is now a runner on with 1 out. Here comes Matt Robinson, the right fielder. Has done a lot of different things. He's played in the infield, caught, played right field, and now he pops one foul near the dugout, and just to the right of our cameraman Chris, and that's out number 1. That's strike number 1, I should say. Merturi is on first base. His sister is playing currently in the Little League Softball Eastern Regional for Fairfield. Their team won the state of Connecticut. This one is popped in the air, middle of the infield, and caught by the second baseman, Des Roches. So with 2 away, here comes Jack Hernandez to try and get a 2-out rally going in the right direction. First pitch to him. Fouled off himself. So 0-1 the count. Hernandez shaking it up. He's a catcher. He's dealt with much tougher obstacles on the ball field than a foul ball off his leg. No balls, no strike to the catcher Hernandez, and they'll tell Lindbergh to step off. Lindbergh out for his 4th inning of work. Has given up 1 run and a couple of hits thus far. Comes to set. Kicks, fires. Swing and a miss. It goes in the dirt. Not sure if he got a piece of that or not. But regardless, there's 2 strikes now on Jack Hernandez. Comes to set. Kicks, fires, down low for a ball. So ball and 2 strikes to Hernandez. And here is the pitch. In the dirt, where Terry will scamper back to the bag, 2-2. As I was saying, his sister, their team is currently 2-0 in the regionals. They play tomorrow against the Pennsylvania State champs. If they win that and one more game, they're in the regional final. Fly ball, but easily under it is the third baseman, Panzio. He'll make the play for the final out of the inning. So, nothing across the board, just Merturi off first base. Fairfield will strand one. We're back in a minute here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I play soccer now for both my school and for my NEU Premier team. It lets me clear my head. Most people, they'll go and lift weights, or they'll read a book, or they'll have even a stress ball. Soccer is definitely my stress relief. It can calm me down. It lets me work out everything that I have. It lets me have that free time to just think, process, focus on something else if I need it.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before. And when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
Welcome back to Hamden, Connecticut. It's 2-1 Hamden as the champions in the zone have taken the lead. Fairfield barely getting into the playoffs on the nick of their feet, but have certainly looked to make the most of their opportunities. There's a nice camera angle. A gorgeous one at that. And in to lead off the inning. I'll try and get a number in a minute. But whoever it is, the first pitch to him is cut on and missed. That looks to be number 27, Alexander Ponzio. So we're down to the bottom of the order in the number 8 hitter. Desroches on deck, followed by Shepard in the hole. And he's Shepard, the number 1 hitter. Second pitch to him is on the outside. The weather is held off. Again, knock on wood for now. That one in for a strike, 1-2. The Fairfield team is certainly not one to go down easily. They've put up a fight when nobody else would. So they certainly have not gone down easily in this state tournament. They have fought and clawed, and even in their previous Legion games, in their zone games. This one fouled off just above the Fairfield dugout. Again, double elimination from Pod E. Pitch. Down the middle, but just misses, so 2-2. Again, Ada Blank with you on SportingNewsCT.com. A pleasure to have you along with us for some American Legion baseball. That one misses and gets by the catcher Hernandez. They're actually going to say it hit him. That is the third hit batter from San Giuilo this game. So San Giuilo has not had it easy. We'll call it that. So with a man off first, here comes Desroches. And Matt will let that one fly by him. Nothing in 1 the count. Or 1-0 rather. 2-1 Hamden lead here in the Hamden half of the 4th inning. Bottom 4 that is. Of a 7-inning one. They'll check back to first. Bentley slaps the tag on him, but a little too late. Here comes the pitch. Squares to bunt. Pulls it back, but it's a strike regardless. So 1-1 the count. Comes to set. And for a called strike. So with 2 strikes on him, what can Desroches cook up? They'll check back to first. Bentley has been very close to slapping the tag on a couple of guys over at first so far. So don't be surprised if you see him successfully punch somebody out on the base pass. This one is chopped foul, so we'll do it again with 2 strikes on Desroches. A pretty strong wind blowing from our left to our right. They'll check back to first. Bentley again. Nearly got him, but he's back there in time. This one is once more fouled off, so Desroches, you gotta give it to him in this situation. One of the smallest guys on the field has not given up in this at-bat. Down to his final strike multiple times. He has gotten the ball on the bat, just has not been able to put it in play. Here's the pitch once more. And Sanjuilo just misses, so clearly this lengthy at-bat getting to Sanjuilo, and he's not as effective as he was earlier in the at-bat. Comes to set, looks down the catcher. Stares him down, I should say. Runner goes. That's a ball. Throw to second base. And he slipped. The second baseman, who is that out there? That is Reese Palumbo, slipped on his way to get to tag the runner. The throw beat him. But luckily, good backup at short and at second base. Comes to set, kicks and fires. It's just high, and they put him on first base. So again, a very tough walk. And here comes, again, the manager of Fairfield, Jeremy Susi. And he is going to talk to his pitcher. A possible pitching change here for Fairfield. We'll see, and it looks like that is it. So Sanjuilo's day is done after 4 innings. We'll call it 4 1/3 innings of work. And that will be it for him. We'll see who they put out on the mound. It looks as if it is going to be Sam Weinstein. We will get you defensive substitutions. Oh, actually, no, it's Ian Bentley. So we'll talk about Bentley and more when we get back in just a minute here on the American Legion Broadcast Network, SportingNewsCT.com.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization.
Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. The American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund is the fund created by the American Legion to help ensure a college education if your parent gave their life in service of our nation. The impact of that is immeasurable, and your donation is desperately needed. Please visit us at legion.org and join me in making a generous donation today.
Welcome back to Brantford, Connecticut. Aiden Blank, a pleasure to bring you in on this overcast day here at Hamden High. Fairfield trailing by 1, and they turn to the bullpen. It is the big man, Ian Bentley, who will be the next pitcher for Fairfield after Sanjuilo pitched very well. He threw 4 1/3. giving up just 2 runs, his best outing of the year by far. First batter Bentley will face, I believe, is Shepard, the leadoff hitter from center field, so a tough spot to be coming in on with 2 on and the leadoff hitter up. First pitch is high, ball 1. But if anybody can work out of it, it is Bentley. Here comes the pitch, 1-0. Just missed, and we'll do it at 2-0. The 2 balls, no strike pitch. Just missed again, so not the best way to start off. 3-0. And if he walks Shepard, the bases become loaded. Here's the 3-0 to Shepard. It's in for a called strike, 3-1. So Bentley able to, when it really matters, once it's 3-0, he's able to fire the strikes in all he wants. Here's the pitch. Just misses, and that'll walk him. So off to first base goes Shepard. The bases are now loaded for Hamden, and that's going to bring up Colin Florio. So Florio will stand in. The lefty, one of a couple on this team. And the first pitch from Bentley, upstairs, ball 1. Bentley, a member of the Fairfield American Little League District team that finished second in the region. They lost in the final, 1 game from Williamsport. The pitch is cracked on the ground, right back to him. They'll go home for the easy out. Can he keep his foot on the bag was the question, and he could. So that is out number 2. A nice play by Bentley. And now with 2 gone, one last chance to try and get something out of it. Here comes Jake Hovia. The base is still loaded as Hovia stands in. Because they chose to go home, the smart play from Bentley, and it was nearly a wild throw, which would have been disastrous if you ask me. So the first pitch is fouled off by Hovia, the shortstop on the day. It looks right now as if all that is different is Weinstein, as that one is lined into left field and caught on a line. So there was actually 1 out. Now there's 2. A wonderful play out in left. So Bentley comes in with nobody out and first and loads the bases, and then now tries to get out of it. As I was saying before, the defensive substitution is that Weinstein is now in off the DH. So that's a strike. Sanjuilo, it looks like, I'm going to check this, but it looks like Sanjuilo will hit. No. Sanjuilo is moved to the bench. Weinstein goes to first from the DH position, so they will not play a DH, as they will go over to first. And how about that for a way to get out of the inning? Bentley comes in with first and second, loads the bases with nobody out, and gets 3 in a row. How about that for a gutsy performance? Inning over. We're going to the 5th. Back in a minute here on SportingNewsCT.com.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization. Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
But most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
you're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not gonna lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The Eighth Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
So Sanjuilo dies after 4, but Lindbergh is back out for his 5th as this ball drops and gets by the left fielder. And a base hit to start the inning from Drew Buckley in his 3rd at bat of the day. And here comes Nick Parisi for his 3rd, actually. So that was Buckley's 2nd. Parisi is 1 for 2 on the day, both to center field. One a line drive that got by the center fielder, Shepard, and one that was just to his left or right, and Shepard caught. This one in for a strike to Parisi. So Shepard at this point playing a lot farther back than the rest of the outfielders. Comes to set. Gixon fires. That one fouled off down the line. So the defensive substitutions for Fairfield, all that happens is Weinstein goes, who was originally in the lineup as a DH, is now going to be a first baseman. He'll still hit in the same order. And Ian Bentley will move to the pitcher's mound. So Sanjuilo will not hit anymore. He is out of the game, by all means. That's one. Did they step on it at second base is the question. Looks like they did. So Buckley's off the base paths, but in his place at first base is Nick Parisi. So Parisi will count it still as 1 for 2 as Matt Prue stands in. The shortstop for this Fairfield team, the number wearing number 28 on his back as Parisi leads off first. That's a bunt. Would have been perfect had it been fair, but it's foul regardless. So nothing in 1 the count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Steps off the base. One of the better fields that I've had the privilege of calling American Legion baseball at. Mostly because there is no dust kicking up off the field. 0-2 the count to the lefty. As Prue stands in. Again, the shortstop. Lindbergh looks back the runner at first, kicks, fires, it's upstairs. They will fake a throw. Oh, actually, they will throw to first. It's back there in time. The laptop that we're using to stream is obstructing my view just a bit, so I'm mostly using the monitor, the laptop, to call this game. That one just misses again. So he evens it out at 2 apiece. Comes to set. Gix fires. Popped in the air. This is playable. Over comes the third baseman, Ponzio. And can't get there. Oh, actually, he will make the play. So 2 away. Fairfield still trailing by 1. Opening round of this Pod E tournament. And up to the plate steps Ian Bentley. Bentley, now the pitcher, still bats in the same order. They still bat in the same order. The only difference defensively is that Bentley is the pitcher. Weinstein is the first baseman. That's a strike. And Sanjuilo is scrapped from the lineup. So by all means, he is a sub at this point. Fairfield, their entire roster showing up for the first time this summer. In there for a called strike, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. As Lindbergh comes to set, kicks and fires. Just missed 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. A 2-1 Hamden lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Comes to set, kicks, fires, cut on and missed, and Bentley goes down. So Bentley chases, and that will be the last of the top of the 5th. To the bottom of the 5th we go. We're back in a moment right here on SportingNewsCT.com, our continuing coverage of American Legion State Playoff Baseball.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com.
Welcome back to Hamden High School, a gorgeous baseball field, and Ian Bentley back out for his first full inning of work. He came in last inning, loaded the bases, and then got out of it, so definitely playing with fire, as you might call it. It's a 2-1 Hamden lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Loser of this is not eliminated, but they will play in an elimination game against the loser of the other Pod E game. I'll try and get you a score update on that as we go along. Do my best here. First pitch is cut on and missed to Dylan Pilato. No defensive changes thus far. Pilato still in left. That one just misses as well. The game time was backed up from 4:30 in this game. That's a strike. It was backed up from 4:30 to 5 because of time constraints, due to travel. Fairfield wanted to get BP in before the game at their field. This one is fouled off and down the line. We hope you have enjoyed this Sporting News CT broadcast, and a reminder to watch our continuing coverage of American Legion baseball in the state playoffs. We will have coverage all throughout the week and all into next week, all through the state championship games, and of course the Senior Legion New England Regional Tournament up in Massachusetts, covered by the one and only Don Boyle, who is in Middletown right now for Westport and Middletown. This one is fouled off down the third base side and out of play. Oh, 2 just misses, and it's 1-2. That one just misses, so a 2-2 once more. Branford and Oakville, the other game that's being played at Pomperog High School right now. The winners will play as that one is cut on and missed for strike 3, so Bentley gets out number 1 of the inning. The winners will play on Wednesday, July 25th. That is in 2 days on Wednesday at 4:30. The losers will also play at 4:30 on Wednesday. The only difference, the winners will play for a spot in the title game. The losers play in an elimination game. Here's the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. That's ball 1 to Braden Sullivan. Sullivan, the designated hitter, continuously today. Remember, Fairfield at this point is batting without a DH because of defensive substitutions earlier that put the DH Weinstein at first base. Fouled off for a strike. 1-1. So again, the winner will play the winner of Branford and Oakville. The loser plays the loser of Branford and Oakville. Two other Zone 4 teams. That one misses again at a Zone 4 in Pod F. Greenwich and Trumbull Both on opposite sides. Greenwich gets Wolcott and Orange gets Trumbull. Ground ball to short. A nice fire across the diamond. And an excellent play there by Matt Prue to get out number 2, and that brings up Greenberg. As Jeremiah Greenberg will trot off the bench to try and lift this so far dead Hamden offense onto its feet. Stanford, another Zone 4 team, also in with Greenwich Blue in that Pod H. Fouled off. Stanford 1 Zone 4. Greenwich Blue finished 5th. Those are definitely two teams to watch out for. This one cracked on the ground. Nice field by Bentley from his feet. Not going to make the play. It's an infield single for Jeremiah Greenberg. And there's a runner on first base. Only teams to qualify out of Zone 4 were Fairfield, Trumbull, 2 Greenwich teams, and Stanford. Oh, excuse me, as well as Wilton. Wilton is in Pod G with East Haven, Bethel, and Avon. That one in the middle, down the middle for a called strike. So we may have to be here for Wednesday and get you Wednesday's game. Pitch. Bentley will check back to first. Bentley's done a good job keeping the floodgates closed thus far. The sectionals go till Sunday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. After that, they go to the next round, which is the Super Regionals. Bentley will check back to first. A little paranoid about Greenberg over there with 2 outs at first. This one cracked on the ground. Nice play. Scooped at third. Over to first. It's in time. And as you say that, we have a Westport Middletown update. Westport in Senior Legion leads Middletown in an elimination game 2-0 in the 3rd inning with 1 out. So we'll get you updates as that ball game goes along. We are back in a moment for the 6th inning, the top of it. Only 2 more chances for Fairfield. Back in a moment. You're on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion. We're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veterans service organization in the nation. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. If you're a veteran in need of help or support, please contact us. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
While I was overseas, the American Legion was behind me all the way, supporting me and my family back home when they needed help. Now I'm a proud member.
When I left the military, I wanted my fellow veterans to have the care and the benefits they deserve. That's why I belong to the American Legion.
I never thought the Legion would have anything for me, but they taught me about teamwork and sportsmanship, and they helped me get into college.
The American Legion. We're at work every day, serving America in so many ways. That's why I belong.
An abrupt start to the next inning, but it's a ground ball, and they throw out Nick Parisi over at first. So Parisi is, that was actually Ian Bentley. Oh, it was Sam Weinstein, rather. So here comes Reese Palumbo. Still at second base, playing that position today, playing it well. And the first pitch to him. Bounced off the plate. And there's 2 away, so Hamden 1 out away from a 1-2-3 inning here. Not too much in the way of runs. Hamden 2, Fairfield 1. And here's Martin Riccieri, also a member of a Fairfield American District team, as a lot of these players were. The first pitch is a ball outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball just beyond shortstop. Underneath it is the shortstop, Hovia, and that is the third out. So 1-2-3 goes Fairfield. Man, that didn't take very long. Bottom of the sixth is up next. Possibly the last chance for Hamden to get some runs on the board. Back in a minute here on SportingNewsCT.com.
The American Legion honors our newest generation of warriors and veterans. Please join us in supporting and recognizing their unique contributions and needs. Go to legion.org/honor veterans to find out more.
I play soccer now for both my school and for my NEU Premier team. It lets me clear my head. Most people, they'll go and lift weights, or they'll read a book, or they'll have even a stress ball. Soccer is definitely my stress relief. It can calm me down. It lets me work out everything that I have. It lets me have that free time to just think, process, focus on something else if I need it.
Welcome back to Hamden High School. Aiden Blank, a pleasure to have you along with us, as it always is, here on SportingNewsCT.com. Hamden and Fairfield in this opening round of the Zone 4 of the Pod E tournament in American Legion Baseball. It's 2-1 Hamden. As the first raindrops start to sprinkle on the field, that's always a sign that you need to wrap things up, and Mother Nature is about to come do her thing. Looks like Desroches is going to lead off the inning. That's ball one. And I was correct. The second baseman, again, one of the smallest on the field, Desroches. Second pitch in there for a called strike. Matthew Desroches, or Matt, or Matty as he's affectionately called in the dugout. Hamden with their yellow unis. That's a strike. Gray pants, green stirrups with white and yellow striping. Hamden across the front in green with white outline. Numbers the same way across the back as it's 2-2. Helmets are all different colors, as you are not supplied helmets here. That misses for a ball. The coaches in green windbreakers and the same uniform as the players, with green Hamden batting helmets. Almost said batting hammets. Green batting helmets with a yellow brim. That will bring up the top of the order, and here is Shepard, still in center field, as Desroches leads off first after his leadoff walk. Coming to set is Bentley. He'll throw back to first. And no look there. We appreciate you tuning in to SportingNewsCT.com all throughout this American Legion tournament in 17, 15, and 19U. Checking back once more. Not too many 15U teams playing games throughout the state, but we're going to have the state championship for that. Here's the pitch. This is just high. So Bentley having a hard time focusing on the batter at hand, and that's the one thing he needs to do, is try and focus on Shepard. Here's the pitch. Squares to bunt. It's a beauty. Bentley to first. It's in time, but it won't matter. The runner to second base. So to second base goes the runner from Hamden, and it's going to remain 2-1, but the third runner looming over at second base. First pitch is a strike. Going to remain 2-1, but the third runner looming over at second base. 1-0 pitch. Cracked in the air, and oh, what a play at second base! How about that? It was a hard hit ball and an even harder hit catch. Reese Palumbo grabs it out of thin air, and there are two away. So 2 outs and a man in scoring position, and that brings up Hovia. believe this is their 5th time around as Jake Hovia stands into the batter's box. Couple of hits on the day for him. It's upstairs, ball 1. Looks back, the runner at second, Bentley will. That one down for a called strike. Again, the scoreboard inoperable, so bear with me as I try and figure out the count here. Try and find out in a minute. Bentley looks back to man at second base. Kicks, fires, in the dirt, gets by the catcher Hernandez, and suddenly scampering down to third is Des Roches, and now a runner in scoring position for Hamden. So Bentley's going to really need to bear down and retire Hovia if he wants to get out of this inning unscathed. Off third leads Des Roches. Hovia will ground it to shortstop. Nice play across the diamond. Inning over. Hamden are 3 outs away from advancing. Fairfield are 3 outs away from playing in the elimination bracket. Can they save themselves? Trailing 2-1 down to their final 3 outs. Hopefully they will not be their final 3 outs. We'll have them, whatever they are, in just a minute right here on SportingNewsCT.com.
I never realized how much the American Legion did in our community until I was overseas and my family needed help. The Legion was there, taking care of things I couldn't, and they asked nothing in return. I guess it's because they know what I'm going through. They've been here before, and when I looked into it, I discovered that there was a way for me to continue to serve my fellow veterans and my community through the American Legion. That's why I joined.
President Roosevelt signed the Bill of Rights.
I've always appreciated the American Legion.
My gratitude to the American Legion.
Thank you all of the American Legion.
We have millions of veterans that are members of our organization.
Thank you.
The American Legion, celebrating a legacy of service to America. Find out more at legion.org.
Welcome back to Hamden High School. As Matty Ice, as they like to call him affectionately in the Fairfield dugout, Matt Robinson leads off, trying to make sure that it is not the last 3 outs of the game for Fairfield. The first pitch to him is right down the middle, strike 1. Back out for his seventh, and hopefully final inning of work is Jack Lindberg. Ground ball, back to backhand of Lindberg, charging the second baseman, and off Bella's throw. He's out at first. Oh, what a play! Despite the sliding Robinson at first, they throw him out. And there is one away for Hamden. How about that for a start to the inning? Wow. This game has been a really tight one. Fairfield throwing their best guns right in the beginning, thinking if they can win this game, they're in pretty good shape. They will have 2 chances to get to the final. That's ball 1. 1-0 pitch on its way to the new batter, Jack Hernandez. That's ball 2, 2-0. Two to Hernandez. Cracked in the air. That is going to be caught at second base. And Fairfield are down to their final out. So trying to avoid playing in an elimination game on Wednesday. Up to the plate now steps Drew Buckley. He's played center field all game long. Done a good job out there patrolling the grass. Or the turf, as you might say. First pitch, check swing, ball 1. Again, these teams will both play Wednesday at 4:30, regardless of whether they win or lose. But, however, they might end up playing an elimination game. Whichever team loses will play in an elimination game. The winner will play for a spot in the title game. Still double elimination for them. Buckley in a 1-1 count. The pitch from Lindberg just misses 2-1. The rain is held off thus far. We hope that it will continue to hold off for now. That one in there for a called strike, and on a 2-2 count, Fairfield down to their final out. Lindbergh will kick and fire. The 2-2 to Buckley. Down the middle for strike 3, and that will do it. So Fairfield drops their opener in this Pod E tournament, and Fairfield will fall 2-1 at the hands of Post 88. It was a hard-fought one in which their offense came alive like we had not seen it at all this season. But in the end, Hamden just overpowered Fairfield with a 2-run third inning, and Fairfield will be retired. So for Fairfield, they will drop to 0-1 in the state playoffs. We will talk to you about the bracket, the final box score, and we'll regroup and recap and then sign off. Back in a moment here on SportingNewsCT.com.
SportingNewsCT.com is now streaming your team's big game. SportingNewsCT.com is Connecticut's broadcast home for high school sports, college sports, and American Legion baseball. Whether it's football, soccer, basketball, hockey, baseball, softball, or lacrosse, we stream it live. Can't watch the game live? Then check out our on-demand rebroadcast. Want a keepsake? Download an audio broadcast or order a DVD. There's more. SportingNewsCT.com features interviews with coaches, players, and administrators. The game's on. SportingNewsCT.com.
Not only have I learned a lot of speaking skills,
Meeting these 50 other incredibly talented people,
but most of all, I think you learn a lot about yourself.
You're able to grow in so many ways.
Learning about public speaking.
you also gain a tremendous amount of friendships.
It's a nice bonus.
That's definitely a plus, I'm not going to lie.
Is definitely something that is on my mind.
It's such a great document.
It guarantees me so many liberties and freedoms.
It's looking out for me.
The significance that I place on voting.
The 8th Amendment, which deals with cruel and unusual punishment.
My comparison of the Constitution to a lens.
Back here on SportingNewsCT.com, Aiden Blank, a pleasure to have you along with us as Fairfield drops a close one to Hamden 2-1 in the opener of the state tournament in Pod E in this double elimination game. So we'll tell you a little bit about the bracket here. So the winner of today's game, that's Hamden, will play either Brantford or Oakville, whoever won that game. And if one of you in the comments knows who won that game, I'd love to know. Brantford and Oakville played today. Whoever wins that game will play Hamden. The loser plays Fairfield. The winner's game will be at 4:30. I believe it's going to be here. It's going to be in Hamden, and the winner of that game goes to the championship. The loser will play the winner of that loser's game between Fairfield and the loser of Brantford and Oakville, which will be an elimination game on Wednesday. So basically, to sum up here, for those of you not very bracket savvy, Fairfield plays either Brantford or Oakville, whoever lost that game. Hamden will play Brantford or Oakville, whoever won that game. And the Fairfield game will be an elimination game. The Brantford game will be, the Hamden game will be a double elimination game. So that said, it's pretty much all set in stone. Joey Sangiulo takes the loss, and Jack Lindbergh gets the win. With that, we will sign off for Sarsfield Ford, and the entire Hamden Post 88 team, who has been very gracious in hosting us here. And, of course, our executive producer, Don Boyle, our cameraman, Chris Blank. I'm Aiden Blank. Enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon, and we will have coverage all week of the junior and senior state tournaments right here on SportingNewsCT.com. Have a great rest of your Monday, and we will likely see you Wednesday for Fairfield and either Brantford or Oakville in an elimination 17U game. Have a nice